Welcome back to Hell Online Episode 3. Today we've got a couple things to go over and probably the actual antithesis of the word mental hell online. We've got a lolcow, an internet personality, somebody making the rounds right now. Very, very interesting, very strange, very scary possibly. SmartSchoolBoy9 will be talked about in today's episode, but first we've got a couple bits of lolcow news to get into. I apologise if my voice sounds a little raspy today. I'm currently under the weather, suffering a bit of man flu, so please do excuse that. We're going to start off with our favourite pig roach, DarkSydePhil, who's currently on an upswing. The King, as people call him, recently collabing with Kino Casino, and he's sort of on a bit of a redemption arc. The June the King documentary did just recently drop. I'm yet to have watched that. I think I'm probably just going to wait for a reaction channel to watch it and watch the reaction channel. That's how cooked I am. Most likely Keemstar on the lolcow cast. lolcow Live, sorry, as it's now known. I've seen every DarkSydePhil documentary there is to see. I don't think June the King's going to add anything new to the equation. Not because he's not a great documentary maker, just because we know Phil's story. If this is the first time you're hearing about DarkSydePhil because you listen to this podcast, out of sheer chance you don't know too much about the lolcow world, just like you didn't with Nal and King Cobra JFS. DarkSydePhil is a internet personality, you can put it that way. He's been around for decades, for millenniums. Was one of the original Let's Players, I guess you could say. Had a camcorder set up in front of his TV in recent years. Well, I say recent years, it's more been like the past 10 years. He's been the ire of a lot of online harassment, as he would say. His detractors, other good Samaritans, spent years just being trolled mercilessly by all sorts of characters, all sorts of fun characters who are also lolcows in their own right. If you're looking to learn more about DarkSydePhil, I'd suggest probably SmartSchoolBoy9. That's a pretty good channel, and I think it's Snort Hogan. But if you type in DarkSydePhil, you will get like a ton of documentaries. But most recently, he's had his rehash with Craig from Side Scrollers, a podcast that Phil appeared on almost 1 year ago, just over 1 year ago. Today, not today, well, the past 2 weeks, he appeared on that podcast to clear the air about some of his lolcow antics, most importantly, the WWE Champions saga, which he's been accused of spending tens of thousands, I think it's maybe even up to a couple of 100,000 at this point, on a mobile game, whilst begging fans for money. He believes he was unfairly treated in that podcast. Oh well, no, I speak mistakenly there. He believes he was treated fairly, but the aftermath, where they just took the piss out of him and took money from detractors, he didn't like the decompression. So he brought Craig on 1 year later to his podcast, the Level 1 podcast, to hash things out, get one up on him. So we're going to watch a bit of that. I don't think we're going to watch the full thing, just because I can't really stand to watch that much Phil anymore. He's totally rotted my brain. Big ups to SmartSchoolBoy9.
Save the pig.
I absolutely love the SmartSchoolBoy9 intro. It's so class.
What the heck?
A pig with a party hat.
Party hat.
I say that so much just in my daily life.
Hello, Mr. Pig. I seek a piggy.
What an intro.
Save the pig, the game. The whole game you're trying to save the pig's life. Hell!
So I'll just be giving reaction to this as we go.
People are like, giving super chats because, well, maybe they enjoyed what we do, right?
Really
And
quickly,
I'm not
if
gonna
you've
say, like,
never
some people were just
seen
excited to see that
a
the interview was done.
SmartSchoolBoy9
They were
video, the voices are
congratulating
pitched
us
up so it doesn't get like
They
copyright
don't enjoy
strike.
what you do. They enjoyed that you were bullying me. That's what it was. You were doing
Hold
that
on,
whole
hold on,
stream,
hold on.
monetize the haters, and you were making money off of making fun of me, which is what everyone else does too.
Phil, why was I live? Because you were talking shit about us.
So, okay, now on my stream, was I sitting there saying, hey, Craig haters, come on the stream and dump on Craig, and let's accept all the donations for everyone who doesn't like Craig. Let's talk about all Craig's dirty laundry on my stream today. Did I ever do that, Craig?
So, I don't know. I don't watch your stuff, but you're telling me...
No, I never did that. Not once. The only gripes I ever had with you was that, how you behaved after the interview. That's literally it. That's the only problem I have with you. I don't have a problem with anything before or during the interview. It was the fact you left the door open for me to contact you. You ignored that line of contact. You did a harmful show. Because you know what? Now I gotta talk about this publicly. All right? Are you aware that because you didn't give me the chance to defend myself after the interview, you did a bullying show where you ragged on me and I wasn't there to defend myself?
Bullying show.
You know how that hurt me and my viewers and my content?
Like, it's been tough.
Phil's hurt, man.
My life has
It
been
hurt him.
tough over the
It hurt his content and the fans as well.
Probably don't.
Hold on. Let me just talk about this real quick. And by the way, this is something that I do want to talk about. You were upset that we went live and talked about this, and you were pissed that you weren't there to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You did a decompression show, literally immediately after. You did a decompression show about Keemstar last week, and he wasn't there to defend himself. You did the exact same thing that we do, Phil.
Oh, Craig fell right into Phil's trap there. One point to the pig roach.
The decompression shows have nothing to do with talking about and ragging on the guest that just appeared. In
you
fact,
never
last
talk
week with
about what
Keem,
just happened?
I had a whole stream where I said we are not going to talk bad about this man. Instead, we're just going to talk about the future, building bridges and things.
By the way, that whole Keemstar interview, I'm doing air quotes right now, interview that Phil did on the Level 1 podcast was absolutely awful. That was just a glazing session. I think Keem has an idea of the future and DSP, and I think he wants to bring DSP under his wings and make him one of his personal cash cows. And I think he's just buttering up, to be honest. It's the same with the Kino Casino. I personally don't think Phil is on this redemption arc. I don't think he's on this massive upswing, and this is the turnaround, and everybody loves Phil now. It's just not true. It's not happening. I think people are taking advantage of Phil, and he's just too ignorant to see that. And Keem is definitely one of those, and that Level 1 podcast interview with Keemstar was 100% proof, because Keem did nothing but glaze him in that, so, yeah.
It's like that. We didn't say one negative word about Keem. I didn't accept negative contributions. I told my audience, do not contribute and insult Keem. And they didn't. Because that's wrong. That's capitalizing on an already bad situation. Because now I'm going to talk, Craig. Please let me speak, okay? After the interview, I had to cancel a whole fucking show that I had planned that was called DSP Asks It. I had guests lined up to be on the show that I was going to interview. It was a big project that I had lined up for my React channel. I had to cancel it because the guest said, well, after the Side Scroller's appearance, they really dumped on you. It's not the interview we have issue with.
Probably
it's the fact
Cap.
that they dumped on you, so now
Probably Cap. I'd like to hear from at least one of those creators.
Because of that, we're canceling. So I had to cancel the whole show. My followers came out and said, we didn't mind the interview. I'm not done yet. Let me finish.
Okay.
After the interview, my followers said, we don't care about the interview. We care that they ragged on you after. Now it makes you look like an asshole. Now that makes us look like an asshole. We all want to be your fans, but how can we do it when the entire interview hates you now? Right?
What? What the fuck is this?
I love the
You don't
interludes.
understand what you thought you were doing.
So
was
class.
decompression, let's just be honest. But what you did is you gave more avenue for the people who
It was a
already
bully stream, that's what it was.
All you did was you gave a public
Victim Phil.
grandstanding spectacle to my detractors, and the worst part about it, Craig, you publicly monetized it. You monetized.
That's just the main problem. Phil hates it when other people make money. He hates it when other people make money. Alright, we're going to skip through this because I'm sick of hearing Phil.
Hurt me, but you're not sorry you did it? That just, it speaks to your character. I didn't have to do anything. You literally just did it to yourself on the show. And that's the thing, I didn't have to monetize hate against you at all. You did it to yourself. And I'm not going to monetize hate against you ever. It's not going to happen.
Phil's the bigger man here. That's his point.
Where we shit on you at all. Because I don't have anything else to say once you're off this show. It's done. You did it yourself, my friend.
Toxic behavior.
That's another classic line. I say toxic behavior so much. Oh god.
If it's a hit piece, it's your words. Your words.
I was going to send you everything you asked for.
You had a chance to talk.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. You said, with your own words, you thought it was a very fair interview, right?
Yes.
People look back on that
He
interview,
did say that.
right? And they are upset about the interview. It's because of the response that you gave. Nobody's going back and watching the monetize the hate stream, or no one's going back and watching the decompression stream. What they're watching is the DSP interview. And if they're upset about something that was
I mean, Phil, back when he did this side-scroller interview a year ago, said that he wanted it to be the penultimate DarkSydePhil interview. He said if anybody's got any questions about any of the stupid lolcow incidents over the years, the masturbating on live stream, the racist jokes, the sexist jokes, the WWE champion situation, bank statement leaks, doxing, swatting. He wanted this to be the main interview, and then he did nothing but cry about it afterwards.
Around anything that happened afterwards, right? That's the main point of contact that people are watching. So look, you can try to put the noose around my neck all you want, right? And that's fine. Go ahead. If that's what makes you feel better, that's fine. But ultimately, Phil, it's your words. It was your lies that you told that led to the ultimate distrust with this stuff, Phil. And look, I'm sorry, man. Like, I hope that you can move past this. I hope that we have an opportunity to work together again in the future. I do. I genuinely do. Because I do think, at your core, I do think that you are a good guy who just wants to play games and make positive content, right? And you know what? I think that's extremely admirable. But you can't be upset when we talk about something and somebody super chats about it, right? I'm sorry that happened. And I'm sorry that your detractors gave us money, right? But you know what? It's going to happen again. It happened today. Somebody super chatted $2, saying, hey, did you hear about this? Should I give that $1.40 back?
He went back at me, and we went back and forth, and we hashed it out. Yeah.
Listen, then Keem should have told you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I don't care.
Phil, and look, I'm sorry, man. Like, I hope that you can move past this. I hope that we have an opportunity to work together again.
I've been doing this for almost 20 years, so people have a pretty good idea of me and my character. And for you to attack my character, I mean this with all due respect, Phil. Go fuck yourself, because you don't know. I've gone
Based
out of
Craig.
my way, Phil, to treat you with respect via email the entire time. I've gone
Finally,
out of my
someone
way
saying something we've all
to
been
treat you
thinking.
with respect and be courteous to you continuously. And I'm sorry that you're upset that I didn't check my email for 23 hours. I'm sorry for that. And I'm sorry that I was pissed that you were talking to me, right? But
That is Phil's biggest gripe with Craig, is that after the interview 1 year ago, Craig didn't check his email for 23 hours. So if you're missing the context there, if you don't follow this space, whatever, 1 year ago Phil was on the Side Scroller podcast with Craig, the man he's currently talking to. And during that interview, Craig gave him a chance. He said, look, everybody thinks that you are spending thousands and thousands and tens of hundreds of thousands of pounds on this WWE mobile game called WWE Champions. He said, look, right here, live, you can send me a screenshot of your account on the game and basically prove to everybody that this isn't your account, that you're not the one spending all this money, because they have the account name down from the rafters, or they call me DarkSydePhil, or they call me DSP, something along those lines. And Phil just outright refused to. He said, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm worried that that will lead to more information leaking. I don't understand how sending a screenshot of a video game could lead to that. I think that was just cope. But he then said, look, after the interview's over, I'll leave my email open. If you want to send me a screenshot after the interview's over, I'll keep it personal to myself, and then I'll go on stream and I'll say, this is Phil's account or this isn't Phil's account. Turns out it was Phil's account. He's been lying the whole time. Obviously, everybody knew. There's some sort of news saga going on where he's saying he sold the account, and that's when the account all of a sudden started spending tens of thousands of pounds. But he's saying, yeah, Craig, you didn't look at your emails for 23 hours after the show was over, because Craig has a family life and stuff. And I was going to send you the proof that it was me and finally just own up to everything. But because you didn't check your email for 23 hours, I decided against it. It's absolute mega cope.
But I hope we can move past this. I really do. And I hope that this helps you turn the page. Will it do it? Probably not.
Like, you literally, in a situation here where we were being completely cordial, you just told me to go fuck myself publicly
Phil,
on the
Phil,
train. You realize that, right?
Why?
I didn't do it. You did.
Why?
Well
Because
deserved, absolutely.
No, not why. You did it. We were being cordial. I just had an entire show with Keem last week, and I have way more gripes with Keem than I have with you,
Phil,
and that never
Phil,
happened.
Did you attack Keem's character?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to be
of course
fair,
I
we did attack
And
Keem's
he
character.
went back at me, and we went back and forth, and we hashed it out.
But Keem has alternative motives, I believe.
Yeah, I don't care. It's my stream, it's my discretion. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
If you just were honest from the start, none of this would have happened. I would like to give you a fair shake someday on Side Scrollers, if you're open to it. Like I said, I want to make sure that you and everybody else knows that I am open to working with you in some way, shape, or form. But I hope more than anything, I hope you're honest, not just with your audience, but with yourself about the situation. I appreciate your time today, Phil. I got some dad duties I got to get done. Thank you guys very much for your time.
All right, now hold on. Before you go, let me say my piece too. All right,
Sure.
This is my absolute favorite moment. This is Phil, like, spending years of being bullied. This is the bully victim spending years and years of taking crap from people on the internet. This is like his final big get back. You know, it's the don't make me say it moment. I don't care that you hurt your elbow. This is the whole reason he set up this interview. The whole reason was just so he could get one up on Craig and have it be Phil 2, Craig 1, Side Scrollers 1, whatever. But Craig tried shutting down the interview, and you can just see the panic on Phil's face and the panic in his voice. Where he's like, "Whoa! The show's not supposed to end like this. I've got a big finale. So cringe."
It'll be quick, I promise.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the end. There's no more feud between you and me. Do you agree?
He just has to get the last word like a child.
Phil, I haven't had a feud with you for 18 months.
That's fine. Okay.
The
whatever you
feud
say,
is in
monetize
Phil's
me,
head.
but you don't have a feud with me. You want me to play Street Fighter with you. You don't have a feud with me. You want me back as a guest on your anniversary show because you know it's going to bring you hype and attention from my
Wanna move
detractors, but you don't have a
past
feud
it,
with
Phil?
me. Okay? But okay, fair enough. You're saying you're extending that olive branch, and you're saying that that opportunity is there again, possible. Not a lock-in, but it's possible.
Here we
that I'll
go.
be on your show.
Sure.
Okay, I'm not interested. Go fuck yourself. It's like a 5-year-old kid, you know?
Okay. All right, guys.
Got him.
So that
Wow.
is the appearance of Stuttering Craig on the Level 1 podcast. I hope that you all enjoyed it very, very much. It was a good one, right?
So he sets him up to say, "Oh yeah, Phil, you know, I would actually like to get you back on the show, hash things out, you know, let's return to, you know, a place, a position where we're both amicable with each other, and let's build a bridge." And Phil says, "I'm not interested. Go fuck yourself, or fuck you," and then hangs up the call with him and ends the interview there. So so he can be on top. Well done, Phil. Good point, mate. You won that one. Well done. You definitely don't just look like a fucking idiot. Congrats. So yeah, that's the Phil segment saga. I don't really even like Craig, to be honest. I don't like either of them, but I dislike Phil a whole lot more. And he thinks that's another W. He thinks he's Chad King right now. He thinks he's top of the world. The Kino Casino love him. All these detractors are turning around on him. Finally, he's getting that positive mood, that vibe, that positive feel back. Okay. Next bit of lolcow news. This is actually incredible, and it's actually a bit of good lolcow news. Nick Avocado has seemingly lost all of the weight. Well, I say all of the weight, but yeah, it's like when you weigh that much and you lose that much, it's basically all of the weight. It's absolutely incredible. He loses 114 kg. Let's take a look at him. He was a big boy. Doing mukbangs like weekly, and now look at him. He's lost all of that weight. At first, I thought this was like a massive troll, because one thing about Nick Avocado, he's not a lolcow in the sense that DSP is a lolcow, that Chris Chan is a lolcow, that King Cobra JFS is a lolcow. Nick Avocado is he's like very self-aware. He's what Shani and Rev would say is performance art, but he's actually doing performance art. Like him and his boyfriend constantly breaking up and arguing on camera. It's all for the camera. It's all scripted. It's it's professional wrestling. It's not real. He's doing it for views. He's doing it for clickbait. But this is 100% real. He's actually dropped all of that weight, and it's quite incredible. It's a massive transformation. It took him 2 years. Apparently, he lost 114 kg in 2 years. It's such a significant amount of weight to lose. That equates to around 1.1 kg or 2.4 pounds per week. I mean, he must be on Ozempic or some sort of like fat loss medicine, because that's genuinely incredible. I'm quite into my health and stuff like that, and just to see that sort of transformation in 2 years is incredible. He did this big video where he's like, I'm always 2 steps ahead. Very funny. And a great new chapter in the world of Nikocado Avocado. I hope he keeps up his performance art. Again, I don't really follow him anymore. I lost interest when I found out that he was just, hamming it up for the camera, all his like rage reactions and stuff. But genuinely good on him. I mean, at one point he weighed like upwards of like 200 kg. That's genuinely very, very impressive. I'm not too sure what he weighed at his like highest weight. 250 pounds in 2 years is just fucking bonkers. I know he ate at that restaurant, that heart attack restaurant, and I think that has to be like, you had to be like over 300 pounds to eat there. Let's find out. You know what? I'm gonna find out how much he weighed. Bear with me. Highest weight, because that is 411 pounds at one point he weighed. So, you know what? Fair play. Big ups, Nikocado Avocado. Congrats on the weight loss, bud. Okay, moving swiftly into the main event of today's show. SmartSchoolBoy9. I have only very recently found out about SmartSchoolBoy number 9. I thought like this was quite unknown, but on YouTube there are already a couple of documentaries out about this character. Nick Crowley, who is quite a popular YouTuber, has done a documentary about him. I'm just checking how long ago that was. 2 weeks ago. So it's, and Nextpo's done one as well, of course. So all of like the edgy, deep voice YouTubers are making videos on him now. Fair enough, great. I mean, even Charlie Penguinzo's popping up when you type in SmartSchoolBoy9, so maybe he's gone super viral, but all of these videos have been in the past couple of weeks. I thought this was super relevant to talk about because I'd never heard of this person. And I really like my dark internet stuff, obviously. I've made a whole show around it. But even before this show, for years, I've been following dark, creepy internet stuff, not just lolcows, and this falls like perfectly into my sort of thing. And I'd never heard about him. And apparently he's been doing this since the 90s, if you are to believe the reports. He's only recently been blowing up online on avenues like Instagram and TikTok, and he's disturbing quite a couple of people. And I've got my opinions about it, I've got my beliefs about it, but we're going to take a quick look at some of his posts and stuff. I will say, viewer discretion is advised. Disturbing content ahead. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you've got the visuals, just be warned, I'm about to be playing some videos. These are his videos that he's directly uploaded to his his Instagram. He's got a bunch of Instagram pages, basically, all named after little children. People believe he is a predator, a child stalker, possibly a child abuser. So I'm not too sure on how true that is. Apparently there's convictions on this guy. Apparently people know who his real name is at this point. Within the past couple of days, he's been doxxed. His house has been found. At first I was like, this seems not super believable because nobody knew anything about him for ages. All of a sudden he blows up on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and now people literally have his address, but they genuinely do have his address. His house has been boarded up. There's police sat outside of his house because all of these internet detectives and internet sleuths are digging into him. And he's actually based in England, which is another big reason I thought I'd take a look further into this and bring it to the show. Not just because he's absolutely the definition of mental hell online. This guy is the mental hell online mascot, but because he's based in England, which is where I'm from. He's from Doncaster, which isn't too far or too close. So I found him on TikTok whilst scrolling for some lolcow content, because today's video was supposed to be about something completely different. Episode 3 was supposed to be about something completely different, which is hilarious because episode 1 and 2 was supposed to be about something completely different. But this is the thing of being in the lolcow world. They're so unpredictable. These sorts of things just pop up left, right, and centre. It's absolutely crazy. Whilst I was researching and putting together a piece on a personal lolcow, somebody that I have been following that doesn't have a very big following online, and somebody who I think is absolutely crazy, he mentioned SmartSchoolBoy9. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, who is this person he's mentioning? Looked him up, found the videos, found the posts, found this Google document which has tons of evidence. As I said, this is quite a serious matter. It's been raised with the police because, like I said, people believe that he is stalking children. There's a video of him supposedly chasing a child, although I've seen some proof and evidence that that is false and not real. But again, we'll get into all of this. I've got some posts. I've downloaded a bunch of his videos, and I'm going to play them all. They're all archived. A lot of his accounts have been taken down just because of the content that is on there. So a lot of archive accounts have downloaded his stuff and posted it. The sort of stuff he posts, I'll give you an example of now. It is quite disturbing. It's usually images of children. Now, I can't tell if these images are of real children. Maybe one or two genuinely are. But for safety reasons, I'm not going to show any of these images just because if these are real kids, the last thing I want to be doing is posting these images of them without consent. It's just weird. It's creepy, unnecessary. But these posts are often of children, highly edited in very strange, sometimes like sexualized ways. It's very, very odd. Nothing explicit, but very suggestive poses and stances. Very, very strange, and he usually runs a bunch of filters over his images, the images of himself. He's quite a scary looking individual, and he runs a bunch of AI filters, I believe, over the images of the children to kind of turn the original image into something completely different. I say I don't know if these are real images of children because they look kind of AI generated. I've got an example post here that I feel like is perfectly fine to share. It's just an up close picture of a mouth. You can't tell if that is a real child or not. To me, it looks a bit AI generated just because some of the proportions. I mean, it's definitely been edited. Again, if you listen to this on Spotify, maybe drop the podcast right now. Head over to Mental Hell Online YouTube because I'm going to be showing a lot of visuals here. So I'll read out the post for anybody who's sticking with the audio. It says, "Hi, I now have to wear dental brace, but look how cool it is, and with my smart school uniform and then the post just naturally cuts off. Again, this is the type of content that he posts. All of his content is very, very similar to this, very like brain rot content. And I have a theory as to why he's posting content like this, and I've not seen too many other people say what I have a theory on. So we'll get to that once we've viewed a couple more of his posts, but that is the first time you're seeing him there on the right hand side in that thin box. That is the man of question. He's believed to be in his 40s to 50s, quite tall stature. He looks to be quite big around the waist, but it's believed that he wears padding to make himself look bigger. You can see he's got like a toupee on, a bit of a mop toupee, and he's got a very big head and big face. And we'll get a better look at him in some of these posts. Again, I'm going to be playing the videos now. These are all his original videos that he's posted up to his Instagram, his TikToks, and he's got several Instagram pages. I believe all of them are currently been taken down, but they're usually like child name .1, so like a girl's name and then a dot, a number. It seems like he likes to role play as these children. I'm not sure if he's taken the real identity of children. It is said that he knows of a couple of schools that he lives around locally, and he apparently stands outside them. But let's take a quick look at a couple of these videos. So those are the first two videos there. Again, these videos are all very short. This is just the way he posts the videos. Again, it's very like brain rot content. It's always up close, super far away, bunch of movement on the camera or a bunch of visual effects to distort what you're looking at. You can't really always make out properly what you're seeing. Here he is again in the same hallway, showing off his lunchbox, and he's in his school attire. Again, it looks like it fits him almost, but it's definitely a school uniform for a child. He's got a badge on him. He always wears that badge, Sticky Club, and he always holds the same lunchbox, and he's always wearing these platform heels. He's constantly going on about these platform heels. Here's a video of him in the mirror. Again, a bunch of visual effects popping up. The video is always super grainy. It looks like he's stuck a filter on it. It looks like his camera's greasy. He's very smart with the way he's recording his videos and he's editing them. He's trying to distort the way you see him, the way he looks, so you can't get a proper good look at him. If you notice about his appearance, I'll try and pause the video again when we get a closer look at him, and we'll just talk about the way he looks and why he looks the way he looks, why he's such an interesting looking individual. Here's a close look at the platform boots that he wears and I think it's a lunchbox. It just says boys stickers there. Okay, there we go. Let's look at him in the mirror. Again, he's recording himself with the camera facing inwards, looking into the mirror. He's got a very big, pudgy face. Clearly a grown man. He wears glasses. Now, I saw a post on Reddit talking about, because he's got his own subreddit now, of course he has. He's been talked about everywhere. And I thought this before I saw the post. I'm just giving the post credit, although I'm not saying the poster's name or anything. I'm not going to bring up the image, I can't be bothered. But he is wearing a mask. He's definitely wearing a mask on the bottom half, I believe, because I've seen these masks before. It's like a half face mask, Halloween party style. It's got big lips on it, big plastic rubber lips, and he's got in a set of fake teeth, fake buck teeth right at the front, and he sticks his tongue out through the middle, and he paints the bottom half of his face white, sort of like two films I've watched recently. Well, one not so recent, Long Legs. We referenced Long Legs in episode 1, funnily enough, starring Nicolas Cage. Like how Nicolas Cage wears red lipstick and that and paints his face white. Maybe he took inspiration, maybe not, because apparently he's been doing this for years. Also, The Black Phone, I think it's called. Again, a guy who paints his face and predates children. Coincidence? Possibly. But yeah, I believe that's how he achieves this look. I've also heard people say that he sticks like gauze in his mouth to puff out his cheeks. Again, he's got a very unnatural look about him. There's something very Twin Peaks, sort of uncanny valley. That's the word I'm looking for. You're looking at a person, but there's not something straight away you can tell is wrong with them. But the more you look at them, the more you're like, something's not right about this. Your brain's trying to put all the pieces together. So yeah, I believe he's wearing a party Halloween joke mask with the big rubber lips. He's got in a set of fake teeth, big buck teeth, and he sticks and curls his tongue out at the front, possibly padding his cheeks. I'm not sure about that. Paints the mask and blends it into his face. And that's how he achieves the creepy look. Let's again, we'll keep watching the videos. There's not much orderly for these I don't think that's a fucking word. There's not much to listen to with these videos because he's usually just making stupid noises and there's like sound effects. He doesn't really talk, but at the end of this we will get to hear his voice. I've got a little treat for you at the end of this video compilation.
Yeah, today in school, the classroom was really hot. So, always different.
As soon as I say that he doesn't talk, there he goes. He's got like a voice modulator on. He's clearly pitched his voice to sound higher. He's saying something about a classroom there. Again, you can get a better look at his face in this pause here. There's so many edits going on. Again, I think he does that deliberately to distract from his appearance, so you can't make out too good at what's going on. But again, I also think he does that for another reason, and we'll get into my theories behind this character at the end. But yeah, he's talking about school, just jolting back and forth. I got some text on the screen here as he just sits there again, rocking back and forth, looking insane. It says, I've my school books on my lap that I had to hold in place because they kept slipping to the floor. Again, what does that mean? Who knows? And at the bottom, sort of his catchphrase, school is good, exclamation mark.
Let me know if you like school as well.
let me know if you like school as well. I could make that one out. Again, just making the stupid face. I missed that. What did he say the second time? No, missed it. He definitely said, let me know if you like school.
If you like school as well. Message inside.
Message inside, maybe? I don't know. Again, he's speaking weird because he's making a stupid face and the audio's also edited. Again, here's another video of him just walking up and down his hallway at his house. And again, massive just visual distortion and edits. This is actually how he was doxxed. I'm not going to post up his house or anything like that, even though it's all over the internet. I'm not going to dox him or anything like that, but people figured out where he lived because of the videos he was posting, which is like very 4chan weaponized autism. I'm about to go to school. Again, just loads of different bits on the screen. See his big pudgy belly there, but maybe not. You can kind of tell, like really up close there, that that's not his belly. It looks like he's got two parts to him, almost like he shoved a pillow up his shirt. Here he is dressed in his attire again. In and around a school ground. This is like one of the only videos I've seen of him outside, and it's quite jarring to see him in his makeup, in his outfit outside, because could you just imagine seeing this in public, in person? I mean, we live in a crazy day and age nowadays where I don't even think most people would bat an eyelid to this, but obviously if he approached you in any sort of manner, he'd get put on the floor for sure. But just such a fucking creepy looking guy, and to see him outside, because you know, you could safely assume that he does all of this in the comfort of his own home, away from the public. He puts on the stupid makeup, makes a stupid face, pretends he's going to school, and then when he goes out, he's a lawyer or he's an accountant, you know, and he just gets about his life normally. But to see him actually outside here is quite jarring. Just walking about the streets again. It's like a 2-second clip. He could have literally walked out his front door and gone back in. We've got a bunch of text on the screen this time, all way too small for me to read. I'm gonna try zoom in on that there. Yeah, there we go. But apparently there's a video of him I've seen the video of him supposedly chasing a person, a child. I don't believe it's him chasing a child. It's a super edited video. It's like 2 seconds long, and you can just see the heels of somebody running. I think it's just to add to the lore of the character. Here we've got him in his hallway, classic. We've got a bunch of text on the screen. It says, "My mini boots I wear to school." Again, it's I don't actually know if these are called mini boots. I'm not 100% sure on women's footwear name, but it's got like a heel on it, and I guess it's a boot. It says, "I'm doing some cool moves when I do this on the," and then the TikTok sign is blocking it, "on the something school something. People say, just sit down, you schoolboy. So I prefer the school bus." Interesting. Again, just walking towards the camera as he often does, showing off his lunchbox. And I think that's the last video before we get into what we've got to get into. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to read a couple bits of posts about him, a couple bits of information that's floating around the internet. There's a lot of first-hand accounts out there. I just struggle to believe it when people say, "Oh, I know this person," "Oh, I've seen this person," "Oh, I live in Doncaster," because it's the internet. I can say I know this person, I can say he's my next door neighbour. It's really, really hard unless you've got like visual proof. I mean, a bunch of people are now coming out saying like, "Oh yeah, this guy is like well known around the Doncaster area." There's a bunch of Doncaster Facebook groups, which is a very normal thing for people in England. If you listen to this and you're not from England, you know, there's Facebook groups for every area in England, and a bunch of people have been joining the Doncaster Facebook group and saying like, "Hey, has anybody seen this person? He's a very strange individual." And there's been a ton of people coming out over Reddit, YouTube, Instagram, all over the show, TikTok, saying, "Yeah, I've seen this person. He's well known in the area. He's been doing this since the 90s. Some people are saying, again, they've got his docs. There's 2 names floating out there. Neither have been confirmed to if this is actually the person. So I'm not going to say the names on here just because it doesn't seem right, because again there's been no actual confirmation. But yeah, that's just my main problem. It's hard to believe when people are just saying, yeah, I know this person, with no actual proof. Again, there's no actual pictures of this person outside just walking the streets. The only images and videos we have of him that he's posted himself. So ignore the Android noise. We're going to read a couple quick bits of information. In recent days, numerous social media users have been calling out the Instagram user known as SmartSchoolBoy9 for his history of bizarre, surreal and creepy posts dating back to as early as 2021. So not the 90s like a lot of people say, but 2021 is as far back as people have found his accounts doing weird stuff. The user, who is purported to run a collection of similar accounts that pretend to be children for allegedly nefarious purposes, recently shut down all his supposed accounts after becoming the subject of investigations by Redditors and Discord users who believe they have found his identity. So, what did Schoolboy9 person do, and what is the problem with his content? Here's what you need to know about the unfolding story surrounding one of Instagram's weirdest accounts. So, SmartSchoolBoy9 was an Instagram user who, since as early as 2021, posted videos of himself dressed in white makeup, a schoolboy outfit, high heel boots. The content of these videos featured electric editing and bizarre voice work in which the user, an adult male, acts like a young schoolboy. While some of the videos are simply weird, others have been described as sexualized and fetishistic. Is that how you say? I've never said that word in my life. By many online. Fetishistic. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that. Some of his more troubling content appears to be filmed at schools. I've not seen any videos of him at schools. There is a video of him outside at a playground. I saw that a couple of days ago and couldn't save it in time, and now the video's disappeared. It's literally like all the videos we've just seen. It's him stood around. He's in front of a slide for about 2 seconds, and then the video cuts off, and that's just it. So early in 2024, social media users became aware of SmartSchool9 after a Redditor made a post to the subreddit r/Instagram sharing their discovery of his rumoured accounts. This led to lots of attention around SmartSchoolBoy9 and his purportedly related accounts, which were found to regularly interact with one another. Soon, a subreddit and Discord server were started by the internet users to investigate the man and find his identity and make sure he was not harming children. Recently, these amateur investigators have allegedly found his identity, which they believe to be a man in Doncaster, England, named Redacted. Allegedly, the man, or at least someone who fits his description, has been dressing and acting like this since the late 90s, with even David Firth of Salad Fingers fame claiming to have seen him around that time period. If anybody doesn't know what Salad Fingers is, get the fuck out, it's classic. But he is also from Doncaster, the creator of Salad Fingers. Since going viral, SmartSchoolBoy9 has seemingly responded to the allegations and accusations using social media accounts that are believed to be his. He has denied the accusations but since deleted or privatized the accounts. Currently, it's unclear whether or not police have made contact with him, but they have been alerted of his online presence since all of this came to light. And they have, the police are, they've been spotted outside his house. Like I said, his actual address has been doxed, and police have been spotted standing outside of his house. Well, in the squad cars at least. But yeah, David Firth has talked to a fan about him, which is pretty crazy. Nextpose made a video of him. Not Alistair Crowley, whatever his edgelord name is, has made a video documentary about him. So he's starting to make the rounds now, starting to get quite popular. I only heard about him a couple days ago. Pretty crazy stuff. Again, if you go over to Reddit and check out the subreddit about him, there's a lot of accusations saying he's been doing this since the 90s. Apparently he's been to court once in the past, this supposed person they believe it is, for something similar. He has potentially strangled and murdered a person in Leeds. It's quite a crazy story, but again, so far we have actually nothing. These are all just theories and allegations and such. I've got quite an interesting theory myself, but before I get into that, I'm going to play you a bit of his music. Yeah, that's right, his music, because he's got a bit of a talent for music. He's got quite a couple of music videos, songs up there on YouTube and TikTok, and you can find them yourself. But I'm just gonna play one that I found, and I'll let you have a listen to it, and you tell me what you think. So that's something. I hear a running tram, lemon and lime. It's in a creepy voice, not pitched up to sound like a child. It sounds more like his normal voice, but slightly pitched up. So when I heard this song, something clicked for me. Again, this is just a personal theory. He very well could be a child predator. He very well could be a murderer. That all could be true. I'm not going to his defense or trying to lessen what he's doing at all. This is just a theory, and I've not heard many other people give this as a theory, maybe one or two. I believe that it's possible that this person could just be playing a character. If you spend any amount of time on the internet, especially this side of the internet, you'll no doubtedly know what an ARG is, or an augmented reality game. It's like an online mystery that you watch unfold through video format. Sometimes there's little games to play. Sometimes you can do like cryptid puzzles on websites. There's a bunch of ARGs online, and usually when something creepy pops up, I jump straight to ARGs because I've been following a bunch of ARGs. I've been interested in them the entire time I've been on the internet, and until I found this music, I was like pretty convinced that this was just a genuine weirdo. And then when I found a bunch of his music, I was like, this very well could just be somebody trying to create a persona, trying to create a bit of internet notoriety and fame by doing, I mean, he's still doing creepy, weird shit and should still be massively investigated and looked into and charged because he's taking pictures of kids and editing them and uploading them. That's, just creepy in and of itself. But I do believe there's a strong possibility that this guy could genuinely just be doing some sort of internet stunt to get more eyes on his music, or create again some sort of ARG, some sort of weird internet puzzle game. And this could possibly all just unfold over the next couple of days. We might do a recap further down the line again if something bigger comes out by the time of the next episode, whenever that is. I'll talk about it, I'll touch on it, but for now it seems like it's been at a dead end for a while. Again, a couple of days ago, his address was released, he was doxxed, and the police were seen outside of it, and his windows have been boarded up. But hey, who knows where this is going to go. So that is SmartSchoolBoy9. Please, I always say with these lolcows and these internet personalities, there's these podcasts, these shows would be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours long if I just talked nothing but about them. So please go and do your own research. Reddit, Instagram, apparently there's Discords. Go and search about this guy. Go look into it for yourself. There's tons of crazy information. Like I said, there's a whole Google Doc that I saw the other day on a subreddit that is tons of first-hand accounts, loads of his internet history. He's left a massive trail online, and all of his stuff has been archived. So please do go ahead, look into this for yourself. Go listen to some of his awful, terrible music, and let me know what you think is actually going on here. So for a final bit of mental hell online, internet insanity, we're going to be talking about something a bit deep. I've rejigged this episode a couple of times because I was like, my plan for this show was never to be monetized and never to make money. That's not why I'm doing this. I don't care if I get blacklisted from YouTube, or because I talk about controversial things. I'm going to talk about messed up stuff. That's just the way it goes. It's just part of the course. So I'm fine with that. But I rejigged this episode a couple of times because it's like, what should I talk about first, second, and third? Because, apparently YouTube their bots only listen so far into videos. So I wanted to try and see how long I could get away with talking about this for, and maybe it doesn't flag up and get the channel taken down. That's the only thing I'm afraid of, is I don't want the channel being taken down. and this is quite a controversial subject matter. So in 2023, on the 27th of March, there was a shooting in a school in Tennessee. There's shootings in schools constantly. It's a very, very sad fact. Gun laws, mental health, we'll get into that. But that's not why I'm talking. Because again, if I talked about school shootings on here, I could make a whole series just on school shootings alone. That's not why this is interesting. That's not what we're talking about. The Covenant School was a private Christian elementary school. There's actually a church housed in the elementary school. It was preschoolers to sixth graders, so quite an array of children. 209 students on any one given day, with around 40 to 45 staff members. 98% statistically of school shooters are male. Well, for those of you that don't know, Audrey Hale was a trans school shooter. A female to male trans. Audrey wanted to be known as Aid, I believe. Sorry, not Aid, Aiden Hale. But she signed off. I'm not going to go into the pronoun thing. I could care less. We're not talking about that. We're not getting into that. I'm just going to call her Audrey Hale because that was her name. And she was a she who aspired to be a male, trans, wanted to be known as Aiden Hale, but always signed off, even in a suicide note, as Audrey Hale. So a lot of the online leftists and the trans community, LGBTQ community, they went after people for misgendering, dead naming the shooter, but she herself often signed off as Audrey Hale. So I'm just going to call her Audrey Hale. It's my belief that once you've committed such a heinous act, your pronouns, what you want to be called, goes right out the window, in my personal opinion. I could care less if you've done nothing wrong. I'll give you whatever pronouns you like. I'll call you whatever you want to be called. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect my day-to-day life. But once you have committed such a heinous act, those privileges, though, that I'm not going to extend that for you. So Audrey Hale entered the Covenant School with 2 assault rifles and a handgun, and she took the lives of 6 individuals. They told their friend via parking lot that they were going to go and do something big and end their life at the same time, and then went into the school and did what they did. A friend called a suicide helpline to tell the suicide helpline, like, look, I've just had this text from a friend of mine saying that they're going to go do something stupid and then end their life, and the suicide helpline told her to call the police, and the police, everything was just a couple steps behind. But again, why are we talking about Audrey Hale? Why are we talking about this one school shooting from March of 2023? Well, her manifesto / diary has been something that has been highly coveted. For what reason? What reason, I wonder? We'll get into that. It recently released over the past couple of days. All we had up to a certain point were a couple of screenshots, a couple of leaked images. But the entire diary is now available to read online. And I think it gives you a very good look into the mind of somebody who is very mentally unwell and isn't being treated correctly. She has a massive history of antipsychotic drug use, and often a lot of school shooters and a lot of people who commit these acts often do have a history of taking antipsychotics. You want to put 1 and 1 together and get 2, that's completely down to you. But I thought we'd end today's episode with a couple of excerpts from the diary of Audrey Hale, as it truly is mental hell, and in an online format. So I've got a couple of excerpts The handwriting is absolutely crazy. I'm going to do my best to read from the pages. Again, these have all recently released online over the past couple of days. I got these images from Kiwi Farms. Big ups to the farms. So yeah, let's take a look at page numero uno. I've put the image up on screen so you can see it at home if you're watching this on YouTube. But for those who are listening, this is the listenable part of the podcast. So starting at the top of the page, we've got Death Day. Again, I think that she took a lot of inspiration from Eric and whatever the other idiot was called from Columbine, Dylan. The Death Day, Day Zero, all sorts of relates. I think she took a lot of inspiration from other school shooters. So she's actually, listed out her day. Oh, by the way, she was autistic. That's important. That's important to mention as well. She's listed out a day from start to finish. So 6:30. Oh God, straight away. I've got fucking not a clue what that says. It looks like a D, an E, an S, an I, a R, a E, a D. Fuck knows what that means. Also, just a quick heads up. On these pages, there's some graphic drawings. Not this one in particular. So there you go. There's your heads up. Imagine if anything's going to get this video taken down, it'll be that. At 7 a.m, it says get dressed. At the top, there's a post-it note in the top right corner. It says a lunch maybe around 11 a.m, 1 p.m. And if you go down to 11 to 1, it's got leave for Covenant School and arrive at Covenant School. So she's it's fucked up, but it's kind of funny that she's like, you know what, on my way to because that's the last thing I'd be thinking of if I was on my way to go commit a heinous act and die. Also, because she wanted suicide by cop, she was just extremely suicidal. She had suicidal ideation. She wanted to die. That was one of the big points behind this. I would not be thinking about eating. It's such a fucking stupid thing. She did go to the school in the past as well. Again, I'm not. This isn't like the Audrey Hale true crime podcast. Go and read up about the shooting if you want to. We're just memeing on her because she was a total fucking retard. 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. So she gets dressed in 5 minutes. Fair play. She don't mess about. That is covered up by the posting note, so we'll never know what she was doing in that hour space. I see the letter S. Who knows? But there's the underneath of it at least. So we've got a word and maybe separate something sleep. We do see what 7:05 to 8:55 is, because we can see the bottom line is with stuffed animals plus possessions. So who knows? 9 a.m. So she's only spending 5 minutes. 9 a.m. she's going to eat breakfast home in a love heart. For half an hour she's going to eat breakfast. Pack up special belongings in backpack from 9:30 to 9:15. 9:50. 9:50 is test knife core glass breaker, I think. Again, handwriting. I'm not one to speak on handwriting, but yeah. Test knife core glass breaker. I'm guessing that's something that breaks windows, because she did enter through a window door by shooting it out. So I'm guessing this test was unsuccessful. In brackets, Dad's old car. So poor Dad's old car is about to get fucked up. At 10 a.m, leave for Royal Range, 19 to 20 minutes in brackets. I don't know why you'd feel the need to bracket 19 to 20 minutes. I don't know if that minute's making much of a difference, but there you go. I don't know what Royal Range is either. Maybe a shooting range. Bit of practice. 10:20, gear up, plus set up guns in trunk, assemble, plus get out vest with magazines inside. Again, very fine detail in here. 11:20 a.m. again, final videotape. Says 0 min, so maybe she's 59-second video. We don't have that video as far as I'm aware. Probably will never see it, like the Columbine tapes. 11:30 is blank. 11:35 though, she'll leave for Covenant School. At 12, arrive at Covenant School. Check parking for security. She specifically chose Covenant School because of the lack of security. She does say that at some point in the diary. 12:05, arrive in designated parking space. So she's already picked out a parking space. Again, she spent a long time, well, maybe not a long time, but a decent amount of time looking over the building and stuff. 12:05 to 12:10, prepare for attack. 12 scribbled out, lock and load all weapons. 12:37, open fire towards, can't make that out. And then at the bottom in a little bubble it says time to die XXX, and then something scribbled out at the bottom. Again, just the absolute writings of a mad person. On the right hand side there's a bunch of dollar signs. Can't make out what that is, what it says. Obviously the image is unfortunately cut off. Page 2, got some cool drawings at the top of this one. Dark something at the top, it says Death Day, with a crudely drawn gun and a target. Again, this image is quite low res and the handwriting isn't great, but I'll do my best to read out. It says, today is the day. The day has finally come. I can't believe it's here. Don't know how I was able to get this far, but here I am. She sounds very, very excited, almost like this is an achievement she's been working towards. I'm a little nervous, but excited too. Been excited for the past 2 weeks. There were several times I could have been caught, especially the summer of 2021. So she'd been planning this for a while. 2021, she did it in 2023 of March. 2 years. None of that matters now. I am almost an hour and 7 minutes away. Can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm ready. I hope my victims aren't. You sick fuck. My only fear is the only thing goes wrong, or maybe my only fear is if anything goes wrong, I'll do my best to prevent, scribbled out, of the sort, probably anything of the sort. God, let my wrath take over my anxiety. Again, another reference to Columbine there. One edgelord. It might be 10 minutes to, it might be 3 to 7. It's gonna go quick. I hope I have a high death count. Ready to die, ha ha ha. And then I think that's Aid at the bottom. She signed off there, Aiden. So there we go. Using the new name. That is page numero dos. Page 3. Again, signed Aid at the top. Maybe I was lying. I don't know why I thought she signed off. You know what it was? I believe she signed off a text message to a friend as Audrey. Because that is also... Oh wait, oh, is that Audrey at the top? No, that looks like a Y at the end. I can't even tell what she's wrote for her name up there. This page, lovely, lovely header. Kill those kids. This is dated the 2nd of the 3rd, 23rd. So the 2nd of March 2023, and she committed it on the 27th of March. So not too far away. We got this is a good page. This one. Kill those kids. It says those crackers go into private fancy schools. Sorry, again, the handwriting's not great. Resolution of the leaked images aren't great. With those fancy quicks and sports. Oh, clicks maybe. Quakes and sports backpacks. So she hates the backpacks. She's seething about the backpacks they were. And their mums and with their daddies, Mustangs and convertibles. Okay, so we'll bullet point this. Kill those kids. The crackers, particularly the white kids, who go to their fancy private school. So we're making a list here of things she's angry about. Kids, crackers, fancy school, cool backpacks, Mustangs and convertibles. Fuck you little shits. I wish to shoot you weak ass dicks with your mop yellow hair. So we can add mop yellow hair and I guess weak dicks to the list of things that she's mad about. Want to kill you all. Want to kill all you little crackers. Again, not happy with the white people. Bunch of little faggots with your white privilege. Fuck you faggots. Crazy rambling. So again, we'll just run down the list really quickly. Kill the kids, crackers, fancy private school, cool backpacks, Mustang convertibles, weak dicks, yellow mop hair, crackers, faggots, white privilege, faggots. So yeah, she seems to hate the gays potentially, or she's just using that as just a hateful word possibly. We know that she herself was a female to male transgender who liked females. That was her sexual orientation. So I mean, maybe she saw herself as straight. Okay. Page number 4, I believe. Yep, the final 2 pages. These two are absolutely crazy. This is a double page. I don't know how much of this is going to be legible because it's crazy. We've got some cool drawings on top, mostly of penises and the human body. We see Ashley and Tori up there on page 2. These are dated the 3rd of the 11th, 23, and the first page is number 2, possibly the day before. Again, I'm going to read as much of this as I can. A lot of it seems not great, but I'll do my best. Point of losing a daughter. That's not pain, those selfishness, just like any rest of the parent with that mindset. They are all full of shit. How could they ever think of their own child suffering and that they hate their gender so badly they cut and want to kill themselves? Fucking parents like them who think of themselves first and their preferences of conservative religion gay shit makes them believe that their child given should stay that way even if transgender treatment, something crossed out, was discovered. And something during my time, I know how the situation would have turned out. My mother would not have paid a cent, so she's annoyed here that parents don't care that she's transgender, and they're not going to pay for all of your testosterone. Cry about it, bud. There's a bunch of stuff like wrote on the side here, but I really can't make it out. Where were we up to? Would not have paid a cent. Children who were able to successfully take puberty blockers and never enter a torched puberty. Those little faggots don't know how good they fucking have it. I'd kill to have parents who would let their child be happy no matter how different it is to their viewpoints, or don't agree or scared of it. They are willing to listen to their children, not the other way around. I'd kill to have had those resources in 2007. Yep, I didn't even mention that again. This isn't like a crime doc or anything, but this one was 28 years old. At this point, I imagine if you know nothing of Audrey Hale and you've just been listening along, reading along to these pages, these sound like the ramblings of a 17-year-old, of a confused, scared, edgy child. But no, she's 28 years old. Would have killed to have those resources back in 2007. Was the birth of puberty blockers. Again, controversial puberty blockers, giving them to kids whilst they're young. A newfound discovery for treatment of non-confirming transgender children. 2007 was when I went. A bunch of crossed out stuff there. Was in the 6th grade. Puberty already time. The only reason I could conclude why it didn't bother me too much is that my boobs were small. I thought they'd stay that way forever. My autistic brain change in body fuck something over how even if my boobs are still small for the most part. Again, a bunch of small text that is impossible to read. Something too big. Something about boobs too big, maybe. And there was a drinking of something and doing surgery. My boy stuffed animals giving them penises. Oh, the writing is very, very like fucking smudged together her. The middle, no, all of that's illegible. Looked like vagina. No boy should have that. If I can't change my appearance, I can pretend how it would be my something of child's play through my stuffed animals spirits through me. Okay, so she was playing with the stuffed animals, pretending that the male ones have vaginas and the female ones have penises. Okay, quick note, I know she's dead, but learn how to fucking put a space between your words. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's like they're just like one long word. There's absolutely no space in between some of these words. Talk about a running sentence. Next page, 3rd of the 11th, 23. I can pretend to be them, do the things bags don't experience, boys don't experience. My boy self as Troy, as Tony. Yeah, as Tony. My stuffed boy doll is like the boy I am in another form. I constructed for him a penis, then got out my girl doll I named Ashley. Oh, so these are the characters. We've got names for the little characters at the top of the page there. Toy Sex, my imaginary penis is the name of this chapter, by the way. My girl doll I named Ashley, who is Tony's lifelong boyfriend. Ashley is they both have penises. Wait, no, Ashley doesn't. Wait, but it says with their dicks. Confusing. Possibly how she was feeling. Ashley was represented as something dream girl I wish to have sex with Troy. Tony, maybe. Yeah, Tony. I think we went with Tony. Looks more like an N than an R. In real life, and Tony is me. I having those intimate relationships with a beautiful girl. Tony is a boy inside and out. Ashley is a girl inside and out. Two straight lovers who are in full nature of themselves by awareness. So it kind of seems like, because she's using words like faggot and talking about straight relationships, she seems to maybe not like the idea of homosexuality, of the same-sex relationships. She's talking about how straight relationships are natural. Interesting. I wonder how the LGBTQ++ feel about that. Very interesting. I let Tony fuck Ashley in the ass and stuff Tony's big penis in aggressively into her asshole. Seems a little obsessed there. It took several attempts for Tony to put his dick into her vagina because he has a big dick and was even bigger since he had an erection. Finally went in and Ashley cried and moaned for a good 10 minutes. Tony humped slow and something's crossed out there. From vaginal sex, in butt sex he humped speedily and hard. Tony grunting with all his strength. Then after I fucked Ashley for a good 10 minutes, Tony is me, in brackets. Then I let her suck his dick and touch his erect penis. After that, they wrapped each other in their arms and legs as a sloth hugging a tree. Yeah. After love, they made gracefully, sat side by side, naked, holding hands, surrounded by the scattering of their clothes. I took pictures of the sex positions. My penis was hard for hours. She doesn't have a penis. She's talking as if she's Tony, in brackets, is what she keeps referencing. Again, I wonder if these are like the stuffed dolls she was referencing on the other page that she turned into sex dolls somehow. I'm very interested to know if she like crocheted a penis and crocheted a vagina, or if she just bought sex toys and like haphazardly, sort of like the kid from Toy Story, just surgically attach them to these stuffed toys. Creepy. I missed the gym because they closed at 7. Need to get a better gym. Was mad already because I had no work that afternoon. Walked around the mall browsing. Oh fuck! I think we skipped some there. Surrounded by clothes scattered. I took pictures of the sex positions. My penis was hard for hours. Rock hard as a Flintstone. I was making clothes penises for my boy bear, only to realize I had missed the gym. There we go. So she spent hours making a penis for her boy bear and realized that she'd missed the gym. Fuck, relatable. The amount of times I've missed the gym because I've been too busy making penises for my boy bear. It's just one of those things, isn't it? There's a lot scribbled out at the bottom here again. Text very close together. She's like stuffed it in, sort of like the toy penis in the ass. She spent some time in the mall browsing something t-shirts at Spencer's and got some boots. Nice. For Tommy, my stuffed lion, I purchased some stickers at Zoomies for my car, and one sticker I got a stripper booty illustration with that ass on it. God, I am such a perv. I waste too much time in my fantasies. Okay. Oh, that was a long page. Let's decompress, get some chair noises in really quickly while I readjust my body. Ugh. Okay, last page. Last page to endure. Congratulations if you made it this far. This is a true testament to your sanity and mine. Page number 5. Again, we've got that symbol at the top again. I'm not too sure what that's supposed to be. Like, sort of like the umbrella symbol from Resident Evil. Oh, I've just seen the header of the next page. Interesting. This is a letter, seemingly addressed to a person called Paige. It says, "Dear Paige, aren't parents manipulative? Question mark. It's total something when parents something into try to change their child's environment, make them go to youth group for Christian friends in their life, something. The old ones were a bad influence. I can't fucking stand that shit. Parents actually believe religion can change nature. That could explain why I don't practice religion anymore. Let kids think for themselves. Listen to parents does not demand good, but toward their something. Minds into something like clones? Manipulative forms, teens, something. Kids are not robots." There we go. So we're getting the gist of what she's saying here. We are the future. It's very positive for someone that's about to go and fucking take the future away from some children. That's how it works. Meant to be. 2 idea, 1 mind. That's all nature needs. You did life the way you wanted to. It was your desire. No one else but you that planned it. Why I admire you. So independent, so young. Me young too? I don't know why she's... Me young too? I don't know why she's like resorted to Neanderthal talk here at the end. Me young too, me have sex doll. Me young too, and what I desire to die. Plus be with you. Can't do both. My ultimate plan. From no one else but me. I am who I am. You are who you are. Nature is purest. Nature is pure in its raw form. Hell yeah. Final page. My imaginary penis is the title of this chapter. She's got great chapter titles. It really makes you want to read on. 3rd of the 11th. No wait, yeah, because Americans do the dates weird. 11th of the 3rd, so we're getting quite close to the big day. Let's try our best to read this page. Again, we've got a lovely illustration of a penis up there, and this is only page 1 of 2, So fuck, we won't get to find out how this chapter ends. My penis exists in my head. Mine exists on my body. I swear to God, I am a male. I think about several fantasies about how if my dick was real, I'd fuck the girl I love in the arse. Again, seemingly obsessed with arse fucking. I can't wrap my head around a female who wants to be a male, who wants to have a penis, but exclusively wants to fuck other females in the ass with their imaginary penis. I want to know what that's like, but I never will. Because I was damned to be born this way. I swear to fuck, I hate it so goddamn something. It's a fucking curse. Having a brain like mine has its godliness, but also just a bit of self-glazing there. Fair play. But fuck, I've lost where I was now. Crap. Born this way, I swear, goddamn fucking having a brain like mine, godliness, but also to making poor ass decisions like putting my Aiden name while filling out paperwork for Instacart. Now my check didn't clear. I'm possibly not going to get something. Fuck me, man. Says I'm something and young people something make mistakes, but with me it's crossed out painfully more than that. I'm taught of something, raised a girl, and actually believe I just had to deal with it and try to be feminine, but that didn't last long after high school ended. I just noticed my soothing music had stopped. I simply can't read this without some sort of soothing music. Just deal with it and try to be feminine. But that didn't last long after high school ended. Plus, no longer had to fear being called a dyke or a faggot. I only until my I finally found the answer that changing gender was possible, but oh fucking no, not with my mother. You're 28 years old. I mean, at 28 years old, you should be earning enough money to like not rely on your mum to be financing your transition. Is that totally fucking crazy? It made me mad because being a boy as a kid was when I was something puberty. Oh wait, no, when I was most felt like myself. Something made myself girl. The people in this world add more bullets to shoot violent through into my head on full auto. I hate parents who use how my mum sees me as a daughter, and she'd not bear to want to lose that daughter because a son would be the death of Audrey. Alright, there we go. That is all of the pages I have from the manifesto. It's all I could be bothered. I mean, the full diary is available online now if you want to keep reading that sort of absolute brain rot. Next impossible to get through. What an absolute fucking piece of work. Go ahead and finish that off. Maybe you can make sense of it. I certainly can't. Thank you for joining me for Mental Hell Online. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe online. It's fucking crazy out there.